Hello, I'm Connor Nolan, and this is
Chris Milner,
bringing you the world's fastest news out there. A man was found yesterday with nothing but this bag of Ruffles
and this bottle of Coke,
and a 6-inch Subway.
Who's wearing this very hat. In other important news, we found out how to find X. X has been on the move for quite a long time now, but we finally found him.
Here's Eric Gaynor with an exclusive interview with this man locally known as X.
Over to you, Eric.
So X.
Tips?
No, you're pretty bad. Let me see this while. Why don't you walk with me while I ask you a few questions? So X. What do you have to say to the boys back at the studio?
How did you find me?
Well, there's these guys at the Standard Form Bar and Grill called A, B, and C.
Oh no.
You know them, I see. Yep. So, is there anything else you'd like to ask or tell the guys back at the studio?
Tips?
Freeze! This is the police!
Well, back to you, Connor and Chris.
A, B, and C were found at the Standard Form Bar and Grill late last night. They were then brought in for questioning. When we asked them what their accomplice was, and they told us to plug them into the equation.
Hello? Yeah, I can talk. No, I'm not doing anything. Really? Oh my god, no. No! No! Oh. 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 Alright. Bye. That was my mom.
You couldn't have waited?
No.
Didn't they tell you to, put your phone on silent?
Don't mind me.
Anyways, when we asked where their accomplice was, they told us to plug them into the equation, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, as shown here. Eric.
Sorry.
Right there. When we plugged them into the equation, we found X.
So this is the info A, B, and C gave us right here. So now we're going to go ahead and plug it into the equation exactly as they said. So Chris, my handy helper, why don't you go ahead and do that right now? Thank you, Chris. So now let's simplify it. So x equals, when you multiply two negatives you get a positive. So you get a positive 5 right there. Plus and minus the square root of 5 squared, which is a negative 5 squared, which is a positive 25. And then when you do negative 4 times 3 times a negative 2, you get plus 24 over 2 times 3, which is 6. So now let's simplify it even more. X equals 5 plus and minus the square root of 25 plus 24, which is 49, over 6. Now we'll simplify it even further by getting rid of the square root sign in there, which square root of 49 is 7, known fact, over 6. So now here's the fun part. We're going to take a 5 plus a 7 and divide it by 6 to find the first coordinate, GPS coordinate of x. When you're done with that, you should get a positive 2. And that is 5 minus 7 over 6. So when you do this one, you get 5 plus 7 divided by 6, you should get positive 2. Then the second GPS coordinate of x is negative 2 over 6, which gives you negative 1/3. And that is exactly where we found X, sitting on his bench, playing his guitar.
And here's a recap of today's events.
Here it is. How much of that? Thanks, dude. Needed that.
Well then,
Anyway.
we found X by taking the numbers A, B, and C gave us, plugging them into the quadratic formula, and solving for the coordinates of X. And because of this, a very untalented villain is behind bars. This concludes our daily news. I am Chris Milner, and this is
Connor Nolan.
Good Night.